Hey, Tony,
How you doing?
you're on the air. I can see that right behind you.
It's true. Uh,
Three, two, one.
wow. I got a countdown from Groovy Bruce.
They never
It's
say
good to
one, though, right? They never say one because
never
you're
say
supposed to
one.
go. That gives you the beat of silence.
Yeah, that's you learn that over the period of time that we've been in television. I think I started in the days of silent television, come to think of it.
Yeah, it could be. That was a few years ago.
First of all, it's great to see you again. We miss you here in Salt Lake. You need to come back to some of the pop culture things that we do.
I do, but I learned having a book signing in Salt Lake, bring a couple extra pens because there's seven children, each named after a biblical character, and you got to practice spelling Jedediah
Yeah.
if you're going to do a signing in Salt Lake. And so all seven kids would show up, and it's all, oh my God, I've never gone through more ink in my life, but
You know,
really pleasant people.
I was with you on that book signing thing for If Chins Could Kill.
I remember that like it was yesterday.
Yeah, I do too. Uh, well, let's talk Hysteria because that's what we're here for. What a great series this is. It's fun and it's scary and it's a joy to watch.
I think it's well done, and
Yeah,
that's the key. Peacock seems to really care. They put enough money behind it. It looks like a real show. A really good, well-rounded cast. Lots of youngsters, all very beautiful to look at. We got some fun casting. Barbara Crampton, Jeffrey Combs. Those are pretty good little zingers that were thrown in there. So there's a lot of nods to the fan, but I have respect for the writing. That's what gets me these days. They drew a pretty good character in Ben Dandridge. He's the chief
yeah.
of police. That's who I can play now, age appropriate roles. And they wrote the guy like he's a three-dimensional character. He's not just shouting at the teenagers and going home and getting drunk and beating his dog. He's a guy that you like. Like I like that guy.
I like him too. And what's really fun is I can see a little Bruce Campbell in it. Not a lot, but
But you can't hide. You can't
yeah,
hide from yourself.
you've got that wonderfully groovy sense of humor in this role too, and it just shows.
Well, I'm glad because it's pretty straight. It's a
Yeah.
pretty straight part. I'm the straight man.
Well, I'm agreeing with you, but boy, you really that character is just like an onion. You peel it and peel it and peel it, and he's so well
Well,
written.
the crazy stuff happens to him too. That's when it gets weird because it's one thing for a cop to go, all right, what's all this stuff going on? It's another thing for him to get rashes on the back of his neck and his dog does weird things. And, that's when a lot of twists and turns, that's what makes the show fun. You don't really know what's coming.
You mentioned your young cast. Do you enjoy working with these young, like Nikki Hahn and MJ Anthony? Are they fun scene partners?
They are because they're young and full of collagen. It's impressive. They're impressionable and they're excited. They're not jaded like old guys like me. And so it's fun. They sort of keep you interested and fun, and I can share fundamentals with them, like showing up on time, like knowing your lines, like hitting your marks. So I'm that guy. I'm the fundamental guy. So I try and teach by example, trying to be semi-pleasant on set. So, here's to season two.
Yeah, and I can't wait. Nikki tells me that she's a huge fan of the Evil Dead series.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily know. When you chat around with actors during breaks, that you talk about all kinds of random stuff. It's hard for me to know. A lot of these kids were born in the '90s, so what how would they? Half of them don't even know who I am.
Oh, they
Oh, it
probably watch.
happens. Believe me, it happened. They did a poll the other day in a high school class. How many people know who Johnny Carson is? Raise your hand. Nobody knew who Johnny Carson was.
Yeah, I
So
have
just
that.
give you an example.
I was in a hallway one time talking with other critics, and I asked, "Who's John Wayne?" It got the what? So there, you're only as good as what, two generations, and then kind of. kind of forgotten. This is a
Well,
very
you
sad
know,
conversation all of a sudden, and I don't want to
it's
do
not
that.
necessarily. It's just attention span. We just don't have the attention span that we used to. And it's fine. Movies are made for 25-year-olds, not 40-year-olds. When, in the 40s and 50s, the people who saw movies were adults. So
Yeah.
the actors were all adults and all the studio executives were adults. And now if the movies are for 25 to 35, all your executives are 25 to 35. So it is what it is. I don't have a problem with it because they can still write good stuff. Hysteria is a well-written show. And that's what attracts me these days is the words.
Yeah, I think audiences do that too. Our time is over. I can talk to you for another half an hour. What can I say? Let's do it sometime.
Yes,
Come
sir.
back.
And say hello to Salt Lake and to Jedediah for me.
I will, and we'll make you a really bad cup of coffee when you're here.
Watered down. Good. Thank you.
Have a good day, Bruce. Bye-bye.
Thank you. You too.